EGM Network.
Welcome back to Classic Car Radio. I'm Keith McDonald here with Steve Charbonneau and Todd Byron, and Mike Carano is off tonight. He's at Mecum. Anyway, there's a great article on hotrod.com. What is a 1970 Ford Torino Cobra Jet Twister Special? That's a very unique car. They have a bunch of names for it. That's what's so unique about it, I think. Anyway, they write, the Hot Rod guy writes, we're not here to argue. Here's why this pristine muscle car is one of the rarest Ford Torinos ever made. And there it is on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. Great looking car.
That's a nice car.
Very nice. And let's see. They introduced the Torino as a Fairlane trim level two-door with sports roof version. And the car could be ordered as a GT, Cobra, or Cobra Jet. It was loaded with many go-fast bits that were available. And one was the three big V8 engines, the four-speed manuals, and traction lock, limited slip rear differentials, immediately making it a legitimate force to be reckoned with on the street and at the drag strip. The trend continued in 1969 when the racing-inspired uber aerodynamic Torino Talladega was added to the lineup. 428 cubic inch Cobra Jet V8 and a C6 automatic transmission. To satisfy NASCAR's mandate, they had to produce at least 500 street cars, and so Richard Petty drove it, and he ran several races in the 427 powered Talladega in 1969 and made it to the winner's circle with 8 of them. 8 wins in that car.
Pretty cool.
Yep, I remember that back.
So as rare Torinos go, though,
I wasn't around then yet.
the 69 Talladega ranks high on the list, but this one,
a little one.
754 units of the Torino Talladega was made. But let's see, it doesn't say Aero Wing, Superbird, blah, blah, blah. But this one is really even more rare than the 754 Talladega.
It's a sharp-looking car.
Really good-looking car. Definitely. I like the Torinos after
in
1971.
In 1970, they made some nice rides in 1970.
No kidding. 1970 was probably the pinnacle.
The pinnacle of muscle cars.
Definitely.
The design. You look at that car, you look at the Mustang, the Chevelle, awesome. The Novas, the Pontiac GTOs.
Right, with the new nose on.
Pontiac?
Yeah, you did.
I wasn't going there.
The Stage 1 GS Buick.
And the Chrysler.
Jump over.
What happened with the 50s? I mean, look at the 50s. All the cars got the big fins. Like, look at Rondia's Cadillac.
Yeah.
58's got the big bullets in the bumper, the big wings in the back, and then it's got the huge wheel well on it. That's, this is when the cars actually had lines. Now that everything is kind of...
They look like jelly beans.
You can't tell a Camry from a Mustang.
I call them jelly beans. Jelly bean
Tacoma
cars.
looks like the Chevrolet trucks. They're all copying one another. It's just like, there's no style no more.
Right, yeah. But
give the body lines back.
Yeah.
I mean, Chrysler, look at the Cuda and the Challenger in 1970.
Yeah.
Their new body style that year. They look fantastic. Yep. And then in 71, the Roadrunner changed in 71, but it was still pretty neat. And then AMC, they had the Javelin.
But you had
AMX.
body lines, to identify different makes and cars.
You could tell what kind of car from a distance almost.
Yeah, you could be coming up on a car coming down the highway. Oh, that's a Mustang. Hey, that's a Chevelle.
Now it's like, is that a Hyundai? Is that a Toyota? Is that a Kia?
Oh, you can't even tell. Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous.
What the heck is that rice burner?
Bring back the body lines.
Yeah. They won't, though.
And the big motors.
Well, you have to admit, Chrysler did give it a shot by bringing back the Challenger. The Charger was a four-door when it came out, and everyone's like, it's a four-door. I mean, they powered it up, but it was really the new Challenger that came out again. People got excited about it. It just followed the lines. It wasn't identical. A little more rounded, but it was really a great looking car.
But you do need a four-door when you got a family and you got to have something with some power.
That's true.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yep. Anyway, the 1970, again, was a pinnacle year. 71 was nice. 72 was great, too. I mean, a lot of nice looking 72s. But those 3 years, I would say, those are my favorite years of muscle cars, especially. Yeah. Anyway, let's see what we got for time. We got a lot of time. Let's do some auto history. On January 14th, 1954, Nash Calvinator, the two companies, Nash and Calvinator, and Hudson, they merged together to form AMC, American Motors Corporation, in 1954. So that was, 70 years ago today. 70 years ago this week.
That's about
71 years ago. Okay, January 15th, 1920, John Dodge, who with his brother Horace co-founded Dodge Brothers Company, was once America's third largest automaker and later became part of Chrysler, died at the age of 55. So John Dodge and his brother Horace sold Dodge Brothers to Chrysler, and then like a year later, at 55, John dies. So he didn't get to celebrate all the money that he got for selling that, and he just passed away right away. So John got rich. Horace got rich, and John passed away too young. Anyway, that's what happened on January 15th, 1920. January 17th, 1953, the Corvette was unveiled. This is a big day. The Corvette is first introduced at the GM Motorama as a concept show car, but we all know that they made them. They made them in 53? That was the first year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so they came out in January with the concept, and then in that September, when they released, remember they used to release them all in September? And you'd go buy car magazines to see all the new models and everything.
Yep.
They don't do that anymore. They release them all around the year. But anyway, that's when the Corvette was unveiled as a concept. And then, of course, in September, you could buy them. But what color were they? Remember?
White.
Yep. With what color interior?
Probably red.
Yep. White and red. That's all you could get in 53. Right?
Yep. See, I wasn't even around then. Not even close.
Yeah, I still a couple of years away before I came to. Finally, let's see. There might be one more. January 18th, 1919, Bentley is founded. Bentley Motors Limited is formed by W.O. Bentley to manufacture luxury automobiles. And boy, Bentleys are pretty neat these days, aren't they?
Yeah.
Pretty cool cars.
Mm.
All right.
You don't want to repair them, though.
No.
Yeah, no kidding. So there you go. There's your automotive history. I try to keep them shorter. I don't need to have, this race car driver in 1934 won this race out in East Oshkosh. I don't do that anymore. I get the ones that are good, just the interesting ones. I screen out a lot of those history ones. I used to run them all during the show, but actually today we could have used them a few more. Well, we got some tech talk to do, so let's do those. You guys ready?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Remember this card? Guys, I have this is from Nick in Port St. Lucie. I have a 1972 Maverick Grabber. Remember those? With a 302. Yeah, that was a good, cool car.
It was.
I'm very happy with the power I get from the engine, but the handling has become very sloppy. What can I do on a strict budget to get the car to handle like it should?
Nothing if you're on a strict budget. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't nothing cheap no more.
Cut that front end out, put you one of them TCI front suspensions in there, bro. That thing will ride out. But
what
ain't cheap.
What about just getting a stiffer shock? What about lowering the car? Can you lower those on leaf springs, right?
Yeah, but they do, like we're doing a 66 Pontiac Le Mans right now for a customer. We're doing a stage 2. So it's got coilovers, it's got tubular control arms. So it does drop the front 2 inches, drops the back 1 inch, and then you get fatter sway bars. So, it'll drop it down, get rid of the body roll, and that'll help it. And I'm sure they make a kit for that. And it's a leaf spring, and no, it's coil spring. But in the back, they usually make the reverse, what's the word I'm looking for? It's the leaf spring shackle.
Right.
They make shackles to drop it down.
Okay.
And it doesn't affect your factory ride because you're still keeping your factory springs.
Yeah. So you actually could do it cheap just by changing out those leaf spring
brackets. 2-inch drop shackle in the back.
You mean in the back?
Yeah.
You can do it real cheap. You could do
you still got to drop the front, though. You want to keep it.
Yeah, 2-inch drop spindles. They probably make them.
Oh, you make it.
So the guy just wanting to drop the car?
Yeah.
Well, he wants it to handle.
Well, no, he wants it to handle better. The only thing you can do cheap is to lower it and get some stiffer shocks, I would say.
Because you drive like my black and blue Chevelle, and then you get back into blue, and it's at factory height with the factory suspension height.
You feel the roll.
It's like
another thing to do, guys, is check the rag joint. Right, the rag joint might be bad, and that makes it handle sloppy.
Well, the rag joint is bad. The steering wheel.
But he says it's handling sloppy, so maybe it's just the rag joint's wearing out.
It could
you know what I mean?
It could be.
The rubber bushings could be gone too, all the control arm bushings.
Yeah.
So, it might be soft and mushy. You take them out and put some polyurethanes in it.
Right.
Yeah,
depends on what slop it is.
Break out the bank, bro.
Those aren't expensive, are they? The poly bushings? They're not that much. So there you go. There's a few things you could do, Nick.
Nothing's expensive when it comes to a car.
Yeah, right.
We're doing some control arm bushings right now in a 65 Chevy Malibu that's vintage air swapped, bunch of stuff. Beautiful car, and it's for sale.
Yeah. What color? Red. I knew it was going to be red. All right. Dave down in Fort Pierce says, Mike, who's not here, I'm beginning a simple rebuild of my 70 AMX 390 engine, wanting to free up a little horsepower. So I am considering roller rockers. Will my stock valve covers fit over rollers?
If it's a taller valve cover, yeah. But if it's one of the short valve covers, no.
Okay. It says that Harlan Sharp rollers will fit under stock covers. Then this guy on the internet, I found an answer. This guy, I have Scorpion rollers under the stock nickel-plated valve covers on my 69 SC Rambler. What was the SC Supercar or something? What was SC?
Super
Rambler.
Slow crap.
I've never seen a factory roller fitting the valve cover almost 90% of the time.
Yeah. Well, I never heard of that roller to begin with. Honestly.
Yeah. Well, Harlan Sharp. You never heard of Harlan Sharp?
No.
Huh.
Have you?
Nope.
Never heard of them.
Maybe they're
Maybe
AMX
it must
thing.
be specifically made for the 70 AMX 390 motor.
could be.
It's an AMX thing.
The AMX too, though. You got a 390 and a little AMX 70 AMX. It's a two-seater basically. It's a very, very light car. So why would you want to do anything to just plenty of power in that car?
You can never have enough power.
Never have enough power, man.
I know. Yeah, you're the car.
Build a car.
Yeah. Okay.
Make it 600 horsepower. Oh, man, this thing's got all kinds of power. 2 months later, man, I need more power.
Right, that's
Next
true.
thing you know, you're pushing 1,500 horsepower. I need more power.
Right,
It's
right.
never enough, believe me.
I got beat.
And then you get vapor lock.
Yeah, well, hey,
Just teasing you, man. Okay. A lot of stop and go in the heat. I know. So Sully up in Grant says, Todd, he's singling you out. Todd, I have a 68 Camaro and I'm having problems with the fuel gauge and generator light. The fuel gauge reads half tank all the time, and the generator light stays on while the car is running. I checked all the grounds and even added more to the cluster. Grounds, of course. Is too many grounds a bad thing? Any ideas what you could do next?
I don't know what you did, dude, but if it didn't change anything, you obviously didn't fix it. So
right. Yeah.
I would test the gauge, the fuel pressure.
I would, start with the alternator, make sure it's not overcharging or undercharging.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we've had cars that come in there just enough to be undercharging where the light comes on, but it's enough where it won't kill the car. And I've had somewhere that comes in, like the other day we had I think it was a Ford Mustang. It was charging at like almost 18 volts. The voltage regulator is hung wide open.
Yeah.
What year?
It's probably got an external voltage regulator.
Yeah, in that year, yeah.
I mean, I know this is a foolish question, but it's not in the 68 Camaro. But one year, did they switch from a generator to an alternator, do you know, in GM?
Oh, this is like in
early 60s? Late 50s?
No. It's in the mid 50s.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
yeah, I would check the voltage.
You ever see a generator in the
It sounds like he kind of knows what he's doing.
I don't see a generator.
But check the voltage output at the alternator. Should be in the 14 volt range. Then check voltage at the battery with the engine running, and it should be in the 13 plus volt range, about 13 and a half, right, guys?
Right.
And then if you're reading 12 volts or less, it could be just the battery. And that would make your light go on, right?
Yep.
Yeah, low battery.
That's not going to affect the fuel gauge, though. The fuel gauge is
Right, that's true.
You're going to have to go back to the sending unit and test that.
Yeah, that's true.
The sending unit, you got to check it when it's moving, from empty to full.
So you have two separate problems. It's not all from ground. It's just you have one problem here and you got another problem there. It's not the same thing, right?
Right.
Sounds like it.
That's right.
All right. So check the voltage output.
Keyboard that
That's
got
all.
put in for another shop 56 that someone never energized the voltage regulator. I won't say the name of the repair shop, but he knows he's a nitwit.
Yeah. You got to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right.
Don't be a nitwit.
And
All right. We got one more question and we
Take a
got
break.
7 minutes left. Did we take a break yet?
No.
Oh, let's take a break then. Take one more break. Why did I think that we were?
We were just getting on a roll, saying you're worried about not having enough.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We got this covered.
We'll be right back. We're going to take a break.
Take a break.
We'll take a 3-minute break. We'll be right back.
When the check engine light comes on, turn to Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach. Time for an oil change? Turn to Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach. Brake work, alignments, maintenance, and more? Turn to Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach. Your certified service center specializing in alignments, repairs, oil changes, radiators, brakes, even auto electric repair. Just east of US 1 at 1212 23rd Street, Vero Beach. Turn to the local mechanics you can trust. Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats and chairs in all the latest styles and colors from Tommy Bahama, Lexington, Hooker, Riverside, Universal, Four Seasons, Braxton Color, and Capri. We're the outdoor furniture experts and have hundreds of styles of any patio furniture you need, including a gallery of Berlin Gardens and Bollywood. We specialize in fire pits, outdoor rugs, umbrellas, and replacement cushions. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Family owned and operated since 1991. Don't forget to visit our outlet store directly across the street, filled with lots of name brand closeouts and sale items. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Have a sunshine day. Sunshine.
Mystic Pizza is now playing. It's the journey of 3 working-class girls navigating love, life, and family in a small-town pizza joint. It's a story with unforgettable moments. And the music, oh, it's a feast of 80s and 90s mega hits. Classics from Cyndi Lauper, Bryan Adams, Melissa Etheridge, and more. Mystic Pizza is now playing at Vero's beautiful Riverside Theater between now and January 26th. Get your best tickets now at the box office or riversidetheater.com.
Welcome back to Classic Car Radio. I had to let that intro run so we'd have more more time. Less time, I should say. Rich, down in, also another guy in Port St. Lucie. Todd, I am debating on putting an Edelbrock Performer dual plane aluminum intake on my 455 Buick engine in my 70 Skylark. What?
Guys, I always want to say it's not a sniper.
Oh, yeah. I want to know if I can use an original 4-barrel quadrijet with it. It'd still have a reliable and trouble-free motor. I've heard that I should get an Edelbrock carb to go along with the Edelbrock intake as far as optimum performance and reliability. I also want to know if I have any hood clearance problems if I put a Ram Air cleaner on it as well.
I have no clue.
Right, you know why? Oh, it's a 70 Skylark.
Yeah, I mean,
but you were always you always downplayed those Edelbrock carbs. So.
I don't like them.
All right,
I mean,
so
might like them.
you like
I don't like them.
You like them?
I mean, they're okay, but this goes back to the same thing. The Edelbrock is basically just a performance quadrijet.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And I've had a couple of customers. They take the Edelbrocks off and go back to the quadrijet.
Really?
I know Skip loves his quadrijets, and he loves them. And that truck runs great. His car runs great.
I like quadrijet.
Yeah.
Remember the girl we had on here that was like 18 years old? She rebuilds cars.
Yeah.
And she has a thriving business rebuilding all these cars, and she did a lot of quadrojets.
The base plane.
People
is the
like
same,
to keep
right?
their quadrojets.
It's pretty much almost identical.
Yeah, really.
There's just the Edelbrock's a little simpler design and a little better to work on, but the quadrojets, if you get them running, they'll run longer.
Yeah.
The biggest thing with carburetors is now is you got to run the ethanol free.
Oh, right, yeah.
And that's the problem once you stop running the ethanol free.
Yeah, and
some of the cars don't like it.
The quadrojet compared to the Edelbrock carburetor, the height and everything's going to be the same.
Yeah,
if you look at it,
right? Why wouldn't it be exactly?
Some of the Performer intake, if I remember correctly, is like the mid to high. It's not a high rise. It's the Performer RPM that's the high one, and that's where the air cleaners won't fit unless you do the drop base.
I see. Okay. Now, if he did even a quadrojet, if he put on that, if he still put on a dual plane aluminum intake, would he need to put a spacer, like a heat spacer, on there at all, or not with aluminum, right?
Some of them, yeah, I would.
Yeah.
What's that gonna? Ain't gonna make no difference. I mean,
don't they make a difference in the vapor?
It will make a difference.
Yeah.
I would say I would put it on.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting. So
I usually put one on, but it's one of those things. If you don't have it with you, you can get away with it for a little while.
Yeah. Okay.
Or you could vapor lock it, not have.
Right. That's fun too. That's really fun.
And vapor lock it.
Yeah.
Todd likes that.
Used to happen to me a lot.
Yeah.
Not no more.
Oh, did you fix it? What'd you do?
I put a electric fuel pump on it.
Oh, okay.
And that helped a lot.
Did it really?
Yeah, because I always had that manual fuel pump.
Yeah.
And Dick always said, well, we need to change that. And I never got around to it. And then he died. And
you had vapor lock.
And the car sits more when I drive anyway.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yep. And then when you put the electric fuel pump on it, you could hear him, you could hear Dick in the background. It's about time.
Yeah. I put the wrong one on there because it's like, man, drive you nuts.
You can hear that thing over there?
Oh, dude, the thing is loud.
What'd you put, a Holly Blue?
Yeah. Dude, it's loud. I'm going to 86. I've got a nice one. I don't know why I bought that stupid thing and put on there. You're just trying to
put that one in the blue truck. You won't hear it.
No, right. Right. There you go.
No, that one's already got fuel pump.
Anyway, the answer I found on the internet was the Performer model is the only one that will allow the stock cleaner and hood to continue to line up. And yes, the Q-Jet will work, but you have to change the choke setup. Don't count on this doing much other than saving some weight. That's all you got to do, save some weight. You're not going to really get too much more performance.
No, I mean, it's a boat already, right?
Yeah. Well, you don't know. Okay, he doesn't say. It was a Skylark, so not really a boat. 455.
It's not. It's kind of like the GTO. It's smaller that year. It's not the big one.
A-body, yeah. It's an A-body.
Yeah.
There you go. You can use it, but you're not going to gain much. You're just going to lose some weight on the front end. That's about it.
That's it.
Yeah. Put your battery in the trunk, and now you're really cooking.
Less weight means you go faster.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Get that one-wheel peel.
What is it, 100 pounds is 1/10 of a second or something like that? What's the formula for it?
Is it really?
Something like that. And I used to know the scale back
then. Start throwing people out of the car.
Get out.
Hey, man, let me go down the strip with you.
Yeah.
No, what's you in here, you big butt? Heavyweight.
Well, I remember when I used to go down the Nationals at Moroso, they would people start taking doors off, fenders off. It's like, why are you making the car lighter, but you're killing the aerodynamics of it?
Yeah.
I forget who I talked to that used to throw a bag of ice right on the intake manifold.
Yep.
To a couple of bags of ice on either side of the car.
Yeah, the old Mustangs, the old GT40s to cool the intake for air.
You just let it sit
fuel mixture
till they get it staged up, and they got a little bit cooler air going through, and they can do 5 horsepower.
Yeah,
that's what I've heard.
One guy brought me his Mustang one time. He had his air cleaner thing come in through the firewall down in this big aluminum box, and he had to put ice in it. I'm like, the heck is that for?
Was
it cold your air, bro. Yeah, a turbo.
Yeah,
turbo.
It's a intercooler for that. Oh, yeah, it does work.
Yeah, I was like, it's crazy. Yeah.
Well, we're going to all go to Mecum, and I hope you guys are going to Mecum. It's Mecum Week. It's on TV. It's on, it might be on tonight, Wednesday night. If not, then we watch that show with Tim Allen. But other than that, Mecum is definitely on for like 6 hours on Thursday. It's on for 8 hours on Friday, 8 hours on Saturday. So you don't want to miss that. So Anyway, thank you for listening. We are Classic Car Radio Vero Beach, and we are out of here.
See ya.